Sometimes it drives me crazy when people are like, oh, all college students are the same, because we know that isn't true. And yes, you can argue that everybody's unique and everyone has their own personality and experiences, and obviously that's true. But when you look at your first year 18-year-old freshman and your 22-year-old about to graduate senior, they're worlds apart. And a lot of that goes down to just the development that happens between someone's first year of college and their last year of college. There's so many different things that are happening developmentally, but I think some of the aspects that are really important to highlight are the ability to transition. When you take a student and you put them at college, they're transitioning from 4 years of high school to possibly they're leaving their small town for the first time, they're leaving their parents' home for the first time, and all of that transition can be really scary. That's a lot of freedom that they've never had before, and students have to really take that freedom and learn what they can and cannot do with it. They have to learn to make mistakes. They have to learn, this is a good idea and this isn't a good idea, and this is how to budget money, and this is how to do laundry, and this is how to get to class, and am I allowed in this space? Can I be comfortable in this space? I was like, on the first day of class, when you walk down a hallway, you can tell who the first year students are, because they're very like back in the corner, kind of sheltered. They're not sure, like, is this a safe space for me yet? Where the seniors are high-fiving people, talking to professors, probably going to school with no backpack, just a pen and a piece of loose leaf paper. That's all they need. They know the environment, they know the situation, they know what they need to do to be successful for their definition. However, a lot of that also has to do with environment, and a lot of student development relies on environment. When you have an environment that is supportive and beneficial to a student and their needs, they're going to be able to develop faster and healthier and more independently. And I think that's really seen when you look at the gender divide. When you look at our cisgendered, straight, white male, colleges were literally designed for these students back, in colonial days, but also today. Colleges are often still designed for these straight, white, cisgender males to be successful. And when they enter in these spaces, they know that they belong, because colleges were built for people who looked like them. Yet, when you take their female peers, there's a lot of extra pressure put on them. Whether that's from their parents, whether that's from society. Even if a girl was raised to go into college as a young woman who's going to graduate and get a degree and, really make something of herself, there's still this pressure that she needs to leave college, if not with a husband, with a partner. That while at college, she needs to have romantic relationships, she needs to be going on dates, she needs to be getting out there, she needs to be trying to find a life partner. And college is a great way to do it, because then you know that your life partner is most likely going to also be educated, bringing that money, right? There's also this whole idea of safety. And I think that's something that a lot of men on campuses don't have to worry about, especially white men. Safety is not something that keeps them up at night. Safety does not stop them from signing up for a night class. Safety does not stop them from moving off campus, from going to these late night events that we know will engage them with the community and help them grow as individuals and get out of their comfort zones. Yet women and transgender students are constantly worried about that level of safety. Am I safe on this campus? Am I safe with these group of people? Am I safe in my dorm? Am I safe in my classroom? They don't know. And yes, you can argue that men, deal with sexual assault and deal with being assaulted as well, but statistically just not as high as just not at the same rate that women and transgendered students are seeing that type of violence. Transgender students especially struggle with this student development, because not only do they have to navigate everything that every other new student is navigating, but they also have to navigate simple things like, can I use the bathroom here? Am I safe with my roommate? Am I going to be accepted by my roommate? Am I going to be accepted by my RA? Is my school going to respect my pronouns? Or my professor is going to call me by my dead name? And these are just so many extra pressures on top of them that they don't have the time, or really the privilege. That's the word I'm looking for. They don't have the time or the privilege to develop you know, higher level thinking skills and freedom and responsibility and other issues that students may be facing. And I think a lot of these factors have to do with, honestly, just the people students surround themselves with. I've seen students come in, new student orientation, excited to go to college and to make something of themselves. And then they get caught up in the wrong group of students, the wrong group of peers. They don't feel supported. They don't feel like they fit in. They don't feel safe. And they try to change themselves to fit into that group. And suddenly they're drinking too much. Suddenly they're going to parties. Suddenly they're not going to class. Suddenly the goals they came in with are gone. I've also seen students come in really, really afraid, but find a good place, a good connection, peers who are there to help them, mentors that are there to guide them, and really flourish in college because their environment is what they needed it to be successful. And it didn't matter if they were a woman or a man or if they were transgender, transitioning, queer, it doesn't matter because their people are going to support them. And with their people, they help them to adapt to the environment. They help them figure out that transition, and they help them come to terms with what the freedom and the responsibility of going to college really means.